Story time on how I had my ovaries removed and reimplanted 15 years later. I suppose I should first begin with how all this came about and why we ended up having to do this. So when I was 12 years old, I started to get really unwell. First sort of symptoms were extreme weight loss, unexplained weight loss, night sweats, unable to eat. I would get so full so quickly, and extreme tiredness to the point that if I'd done anything, as soon as I would come home, I would literally be exhausted and have to sleep for hours. Like, it was just extreme exhaustion, like I can't even explain. My parents obviously were so concerned and took me to the GP. And I went back and forward to the GP probably like a good 4 or 5 times, and they kept just saying, oh, you've got a viral infection, it could be glandular fever because of the age that you are. At the time I think I'd just gone into second year of high school. Finally, after the 5th time, they called my mum and said, you need to go to this department in the Edinburgh Sick Kids Hospital the next again day. And the department that they sent me to was the oncology department. And basically I went there the next morning, and straight away they knew what it was. I was sent for x-rays and blood tests and CT scans and MRIs, and they told us, most likely you have got Hodgkin's lymphoma. And for people that don't know what that is a type of cancer that is your sort of lymphatic system and your blood. Obviously that was a massive shock. And the next sort of week was just consumed with going for a biopsy to 100% confirm, but they knew from all of my symptoms, basically that's what it was. And my MRI, my CT scans showed that I had like massive tumours in my stomach, and it was everywhere in my body. So the way it works is they grade it from 1 to 4 and A to B. I was diagnosed with stage 4B Hodgkin's lymphoma, which was the worst that it could get. I would have to undergo 6-month chemotherapy, and I think it was 3 or 4 weeks radiotherapy that I'd done. And they said that your fertility is going to be massively negatively impacted from all the treatment that we're going to give. So they said, because you are so young, we cannot do egg freezing. Obviously I was 12 years old at the time, so I hadn't even started my period yet. They said, we are doing a trial at the moment where we go in and essentially cut your ovaries out, or cut pieces of your ovarian cortex out. Obviously at that stage I was just chucked into this whole new world of going for loads of surgery. That week alone I'd gone for biopsy, lumbar puncture, a line port to get put in for all my treatment, and then obviously they were saying, okay, we're now going to do this next surgery. And I was just so against it. I'd had enough. I was like, I don't want any more surgery. This was all in the space of literally a week, maybe even less. But luckily my mum and dad really kind of pushed me to do it. And even the morning of the surgery, I was still unsure. But luckily I had it done. And it is a quick procedure. They just go in laparoscopically and essentially cut pieces of your ovary out. So they go in, cut them out, stitch you back up, and they freeze them. Back and watch the next part where I talk about getting my ovaries put back in 14 years later.